we'll sing together. I cry, yeah, you cry, so we'll cry together. I love, yeah, you love, so we'll love together. You hurt, I hurt, so we learned together, through everything, even the smaller things, even the harder things. We stay together, yeah. Through everything, even the bigger things, nothing's impossible if we stay together, yeah. You joke, I joke, so we laugh together. We share, we cuss, but we learn together. We hurt, we fuss, but let's hurt together. I live, you live, so we live together.
All right, welcome to another episode of Can You Connect? And this is Mr. Walk That Walk. And today's episode is going to be on feelings, emotions. Last one was on thinking, so now we're on feelings. So let's get into it. And with feelings, we as people, we evolved to feel first. So as humans, the first thing we did was feel, and as a brain grew and we learned to think at a certain point. But the feeling mind is a kind of like a knee-jerk reaction, that makes our palms sweat and our heart race, when we get scared. So, but I think it also, I don't know, I feel like it happens in other ways as well. Maybe if we're not scared, maybe if we're angry, sometimes that happens as well. Um, yeah, I feel like mostly like anger could get us to that point where our palms are sweating, our heart is racing, fear. And I feel like those are like the main two extreme emotions that will get people to that point. Um, but to continue on the feeling mind is where our negative biases come from. Because as we evolved, we were, we were animals in the beginning, we were prey. So because of that, we had to view everything as a potential threat. So, we run away from like lions, tigers, and bears and all types of crazy stuff. That's all types of crazy predators that was trying to eat us, in the beginning before we had like shelter, or before we had anything, material weapons to protect ourselves. So before then, it was like, maybe even dinosaurs attacking us, who knows? But all those things that have us on edge, and those genetics, those are like passed down. So we innately have that negative viewpoint because of the beginning and how we started, and how we was, vulnerable in the beginning of life. So, this will explain that explain why it's so hard for us to think positive, to try to feel better or trying to stop runaway thoughts. So the feeling area of the mind also provides emotional response that renders us momentarily out of control. So if it's that extreme of emotion, there'll be times where people are out of control. And we usually see that with anger. With anger, we'll notice and we'll see somebody be like, oh, wow, this person look like he's not all the way there. And even maybe fear, maybe let's say something happens or you hear something loud like that freeze or that runaway thing, it was like instant. It was like you wasn't even in control of your body. Your body was like, nah, let's go. Let's get out of here. So those are things that really like point to that out of controlness. And it's interesting and we should be keeping these things in mind. And this helps us be more self-aware of where it came from, but also now that we're aware of it, maybe we can find ways to have better self-control of some of these feelings so we're not out of control. So this could be something to think about. Of course, we're continuing to support Black-owned businesses. There's a Black-owned clothing line. I've been in contact with them. I brought one of their products. I'll post that on Twitter, and I'm going to get some more soon. And everything will be, I think it's one shirt, but I think I'm going to get a jacket and maybe like a hoodie. So that's probably going to be my next two purchases I get from them. So I'll put their Instagram up so you can see their products and a website so you can see what products they're selling. And of course, for the individual, I provide individual and couples therapy through the state of Maryland. And I can also provide behavior health, working through bad habits and working through those bad habits so that they can be replaced with positive habits or something more beneficial. And that will be it for this episode. And thank you for listening, and y'all have a good rest of the night and good rest of the week. And we'll be checking back in soon.
Our lives are lives filled with drama. Our homes are homes that feel empty. Our dreams are dreams slowly shattered, and our body needs a bruising matter. What does it take to become a legend? for when none can't see the beauty in them. Our men are not standing strong. What does it take to become a legend? What can we do to teach a lesson? Well, is there a way for us to come in?